The time is 11 o'clock on this late Wednesday night, October 4th, 2017. It is time now for the Peter's Channel 11 o'clock news on this late Wednesday night, October 4th, 2017. Good evening, everybody. I am Peter J. Wiggins. It is 11 o'clock on this late Wednesday night, October 4th, 2017. Top story on Peter's Channel 11 o'clock news is the latest on the Las Vegas shooting. Gunman's girlfriend said she didn't know he planned harm. 3 special forces troops killed and 2 are wounded in an ambush in Niger. President Trump said America's truly a nation in mourning. Google is using its biggest advantages as a weapon to totally embarrass Apple. Tilson's news conference only highlights strains with Trump. Troubled depression raises hurricane threat for the Gulf Coast. Catalan leader faults Spanish king for failing to ease independence crisis. Tories rally around PM after speech rose, said Theresa May. Will Vladimir Putin run for president of Russia again? He's not saying yet. And battle GOP Representative Tim Murphy to retire. Republicans open abandoned bump stocks used in massacre. Senate intelligence heads warned that Russia election meddling continues. Monopoly man trails former Equifax CEO Richard Smith at Senate headquarters. Court blocks Trump's unlawful delay of Obama methane lake rule. Warren Buffett says this one investment supersedes all others. Elon Musk wants to colonize Mars with SpaceX, but has yet to explain how people will survive there. San Diego to open camp for homeless after hepatitis outbreak. And an infection outbreak linked to contact with pet store puppies. Peter Chill News Time is 11:02 on this late Wednesday night, and it's time now for Sports Report. Norton Lancers boys soccer team suffered their first loss of the season that handed the Austin Panthers 2-1. And in the National League wildcard game, Arizona Diamondbacks lead in the Colorado Rockies 6-5 at the bottom of 7. And in NHL scores, Edmonton leading Calgary 1-0. Philadelphia Flyers and the San Jose Sharks no score at 14-10-11 in the first period. St. Louis Blues and the Pittsburgh Pirates tied for 3:50 left in the first overtime period. And the Toronto Maple Leafs blast the Winnipeg Jets 7-2. Lynx Sparks win the 4th WNBA championship. Panthers offense may need quarterback Newton to run to be successful. Jay Cutler matched the second Wildcat effort. He nailed it. And the Yankees won because they were a better team, but there was a cost. Peter Chill News Time is 11:04 on this late Wednesday night, and it is time now for a traffic in terms of the pot. Beep beep! Let's study off on the MBTA, where it's looking good on the commuter rail, subway, and ferries. And now, looking at the highways and byways of New England, Merritt Parkway, westbound side, Littlesville, West Haven, Connecticut. Mass Pike, eastbound side, Littlesville, between Austin, Brad, Tolls, all the way down to Logan Airport. And up north, it's looking good in Vermont, Nurture, Maine. And all the highways and byways of the 6-state New England region are looking good. And 95 on the southbound side, also between the Bronx and the George Washington Bridge. Peter Chill News Time is 11:04 on this late Wednesday night, and it is time now for a weather report. And the calendar may read October 4th, which is in the fall season, but summer decided that it's not going to go down without a fight and expected to be another summer day tomorrow filled with a mix of sun and some clouds. All right, let's take take a look at our current conditions at North Massachusetts at 11:05 p.m. on this late Wednesday night. The temperature is 58 degrees with a dew point about 56, humidity 93%, and barometer 3.10 inches. Looking at current conditions around the region, 64 in Boston, Beverly and Gloucester, 63 in Bedford, 66 in New Hampshire, 68 in Fitchburg, 61 in Worcester, 64 in Norwood, 61 in Taunton, 61 in Bedford, 61 in Plymouth, 61 in Provincetown, 63 in Falmouth and Chatham, 61 in Murfreesboro and Nantucket, 59 in Woonsocket, 63 in Providence, 63 in Block Island, at 64 in Montauk, 66 in Islip, 66 in New York City, and 68 in Bridgeport, New Haven, at 66 in Denver, 61 in Waterbury and Meriden, 63 in Harper and Winslow and Springfield and Greenfield, Mass, 64 in North Adams, 66 in Pittsfield, 70 in Albany, 66 in Silver Springs, 70 in Brentwood, Vermont, Bangor, Barron, Vermont, 70 in Lebanon, New Hampshire, 63 in Keene, New Hampshire, 64 in Jeff, New Hampshire, 66 in Manchester and Concord and Nash and Laconia, New Hampshire, 66 in Pottsville, New Hampshire, and 68 degrees up in Portland, Maine. Okay, let's take a look at the surface map around the country. Shows a ridge of high pressure around the mid-Atlantic states and the Carolinas. This is a front that's going to bring the rain through New England. Tomorrow's going to be a cold front from eastern Quebec all the way down for western New York and down for Ohio Valley and then State Japan down in Missouri, and a warm front from western Missouri and curving around Kansas and up to the Colorado Rockies, and a pink front for Wyoming. Followed by stretching from South Montana and down to Saskatchewan, a low pressure in the Yellowstone Valley. State front from Nevada and down for Arizona, and a cold front from Utah down for Colorado, and followed by with a low pressure down for Arizona. Now followed by with a low stretching from the Oregon coast down for California, with a pair of low pressures, one off the San Francisco Bay, and an off in south central California and Arizona. And high pressure ridges in Arkansas, Iowa, and western Montana. 69 degrees in Detroit. It is 71 in Pittsburgh, 66 in Washington, D.C., 70 in Atlanta, 80 in Miami, for the Bahamas down in Cuba, 80 in Dallas, 79 in Brownsville, Texas, and it's 60 in Kansas City, 61 in Nebraska, 63 in Chicago, 53 in Minneapolis, St. Paul, 30 in Great Falls, Montana, 60 in Seattle, 58 in San Francisco, 67 in Los Angeles, 78 in Las Vegas, 58 out in Salt Lake City, 60 in Denver, 93 in Phoenix, and 70 degrees out in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Okay, let's take a look at the radar and satellite picture. Looking at radar satellite loop, and it shows lines of showers and storms stretching the line from eastern Quebec and stretching to northern New Brunswick and stretching up through northern Maine, down through north central New Hampshire and up upstate Vermont, and then to New York State from south of Plattsburgh and then to Syracuse and stretching to northwestern PA and stretching around Lake Erie off Cleveland and northwestern Ohio, down for southeastern portions of Michigan, and some rain showers in the north central New Hampshire around the White Mountains, New Hampshire, and stretching up around Sparkle Lake region of Maine and stretching from Bangor up to New Brunswick, and clouds from central PA all the way up to northern New England and up to the eastern back to around northwestern portions of New Brunswick. And this is going to be headed towards the southeast in the overnight hours, and we could see a few showers of storms in the region, but the best bet will be northern New England. And looking at the radar satellite loop around the country, shows clouds coming from Illinois down to Indiana, rain showers in western Illinois down from Missouri, line of rain showers stretching from western Oklahoma down to Texas with some thunderstorms in the area, patchy rain showers by Missouri and Arkansas, and patchy rain showers central to southern portions of Florida and western Cuba, rain showers in southeastern Texas, and rain showers in southeastern portions of Colorado down for New Mexico and north central Mexico. Rain showers and some hints of snow around Montana, and rain showers from western South Dakota down to western Nebraska and down for southeastern portions of Wyoming. And rain showers in the south central portions of Alaska with some clouds. And clouds off the Oregon coast and southern Oregon coast. And clouds off the Florida coast and Georgia coast. And rain showers in southeastern Georgia and down for off the southern South Carolina coast. And rain showers in the eastern shore of Maryland down to southern Delaware. Alright, looking at the tropics, the latest on 16. It's 11 p.m. advisory, 12.8 in the north, 82% in the west. Max sustained winds 35 miles an hour. Movement northwest at 6 miles an hour. Depression headed toward the Nicaragua coast. Flooding rains expected over the portion of Central America. And the government of Mexico issued a hurricane watch from Patahero to Cabacatache. And the tropical warning effect for Ascende Bay, Serpi, Nicaragua to Pentacastillo, Honduras. Hurricane watch in effect for Patahero to Cabacatache, Mexico. A tropical warning means that tropical storm conditions are expected somewhere within the water area. In this case, within 12 to 24 hours. Hurricane water means that hurricane conditions are possible to water. Water typically issued within 40 hours. Before an anticipated first occurrence of tropical force winds conditions that make outside preparation difficult or dangerous. Interest elsewhere in Honduras, the Bay Islands, and western Cuba, and the Yucatan Peninsula, and should monitor the progress of the depression. For some information about the specific area, and please monitor the progress issued by local National Meteorological Service. 11 p.m. The center of tropical depression 16 was located on to 12.8 to the north. Longitude 82% in the west, and depression is moving toward the northwest near 6 miles an hour, and this motion is expected to continue by early Thursday. A northwestern motion at a faster forward speed is forecast to begin on track on Thursday and continue for late Friday. And the forecast track, the center of depression should move across northeastern Nicaragua and eastern Honduras on Thursday, and then over the northwestern Caribbean Sea on Thursday night and Friday. The center is expected to approach the coast on the Yucatan Peninsula late Friday and max sustained within a 35 miles an hour gust. The depression is forecast to strengthen into a tropical storm before it moves inland over the northeastern Nicaragua tomorrow, and initial strengthening the dark over the northwestern Caribbean Sea Thursday night and Friday. The estimated minimum pressure 1,004 millibars, 29.65 inches. Rainfall depression is expected to produce falling rain accumulation for Friday night. Nicaragua 15-20 inches, oscillate 30 inches. Costa Rica, Panama 5 to 10 inches, oscillate 20 inches. Honduras 2 to 5 inches, oscillate 8 inches, and heavy rainfall occur over a wide area, including locations well away from the center along the Pacific coast of Central America. This rainfall could cause life-threatening flash floods and mudslides, and tropical warm conditions are expected to start in the water area in the Nicaragua early on Thursday and then spread into Honduras late Thursday. Tropical and hurricane conditions are expected possible in water in Mexico beginning late Friday, and swells drained by the cyclone are affecting ports of the coast of Nicaragua and will begin to affect the other land areas around the northwestern Caribbean later this week. These swells are likely to cause life-threatening certain recurring conditions. Click the products me a local web office. And look at that. To service number 1, a surface through of low pressure at 8 p.m. Interact with an upper level low is pushed in a battery of distorted showers and thunderstorms across 7 Florida, the northwest and the central Bahamas, and central Cuba, and the adjacent Atlantic waters, and strong upper level winds are expected to inhibit significant tropical development in this system while it moves west-northward over the eastern Gulf of Mexico during the next day or two. However, local heavy rainfall, some coastal flooding, and strong gusty winds, especially in squalls, are likely to report in the Bahamas and Florida during the next couple of days. Formation chance 4 hours, low near 0%, and formation chance 5 days. Low near 0%. And what I'm thinking. Risk of a shower is slight, possibly in the overnight. The best bet will be northern New England in the overnight hours. Mist and sun and clouds tomorrow. Expected tomorrow's highs 75 to 81 degrees with Cape Downs, 69 to 75 degrees. And forecast discussion. A weak cold front moving in the region late tonight and early Thursday may touch about a few isolated showers and otherwise it's a dry front deposit with mild conditions tonight, followed by another warm day Thursday. The front stalls south of the area Friday before lifting back to north on a warm front Saturday with a warm and humid air mass overspread in the area late Saturday and early next week. There may be some periodic showers and localized downpours during this time. Scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms moving in northern New York and northern Vermont this evening expected dated by. Right entrance spread region of upper check, which remains well to the north of the south-northeast. With limited force in the descent, spectral activity diminishes as it moves south into the region further away from dynamic support. However, given an increase in elevated instability and moisture transfer can rule out a few showers overnight, mainly over the pike and moderate southwest breeze gusting along the coast, and increased clouds will keep temperatures from falling much to lows of upper 50s and low 60s. Okay, 7-day forecast goes like this. For tonight, podcast got about 60 degrees, southwest about 8 miles an hour. For Thursday, a slight touch of showers before 9 a.m. Podcast got about 80 degrees and west about 6 miles an hour. Chance ratio is 20%. Thursday night, podcast about 55 degrees, southwest about 5 miles of coming in the evening. For Friday, a slight touch of showers mainly afternoon. Partly got about 82 degrees, calm with coming in west round. 5 miles in the afternoon, chance ratio 30%, and new response less than 7-inch fall for Friday night. A slight touch of showers, Petrobras got to 3 a.m. west. Mostly got about 54 degrees and calm with coming south round. 5 miles an hour after midnight, anticipation 20%. For Saturday, slight chance of showers, mostly clouds, about 32 about 62 degrees, anticipation 20%. For Sunday, chance of showers, mostly clouds, about 37 about 63 degrees, anticipation 45%. Columbus Day, Monday, chance of showers, mostly clouds, about 34 about 63 degrees, anticipation 50%. For Tuesday, chance of showers, mostly clouds, about 34 about 61 degrees, anticipation 50%. And for Wednesday, chance of showers, mostly about 32 degrees, anticipation 30%. And Peter's weather phrase of the night. Another summer-like day in Tap Command. That's me for Peter General 11 o'clock news on this slate. Wednesday night, 4th of October 2017. I appreciate you. Have a good night with a good party. And I'll see you tomorrow morning with a more. Hope y'all have a good night.